To God be the glory. Man, really excited to get back home and get a win for these guys. And to piggyback off that, man, Soul Flow Rodeo, man, did they show up tonight, right? Man, those guys have done an awesome job of just elevating our atmosphere, and it's so great to come out of that tunnel and see that many students here on the first night. So big shout out to them.
We'll open it up to questions for the players.
Two questions for both players. We'll just work across.
Yep.
How frustrating was it that you really just couldn't put UAPB away?
Yeah. Yeah, we know we kept playing our style. We had some lapses in the second half that we could have bounced back from, but we came together as a team, told us that we weren't playing like our basketball, and then that's where the player huddles in the game. We told each other we got to lock in, just get the win at the end of the day, and that's what we did.
I think basketball is a game of runs. I feel like towards the end we let it slip a little bit, but that's something that we're gonna work on in the upcoming practices.
My last question, thank you for your time. The first win is always the toughest to get. How important is it to get that one here at home?
Yeah, it feels good. Two tough road games, Florida and Charleston. We felt like we could have played better in those games. Came back in a week of practice and just prepared, and we knew once we get our first win, we'll get on the road and start rolling.
Feels great. I mean, my first game in the YC, I loved it. I loved the Soul Flow Rodeo. I loved the energy.
Dante, talk about having a double-double as part of the approach this evening.
I feel like tonight my name was called, and I had to step up and do whatever I had to do for the team to win.
Kobe, you led 5 guys in double figures, and at times you struggled shooting as a team, but you still had those 5 people in double figures.
Oh yeah, that's just our belief in one another. We had 16 assists tonight, and we did a good job of moving the ball. And we know shots gonna fall because we worked too hard in the gym to know that it's not gonna fall. So everybody shoots the ball with confidence. And, we keep telling each other, keep shooting because it's gonna fall because we know what each and every guy can do.
And then obviously Jamil didn't play. What's his status kind of going forward?
He's doing just fine. It was coach's decision on why he didn't play tonight.
Any more questions for the players?
Obviously, big home opener, but also some emotional weight, especially for the fans that were here for the first time in front of you guys. How cool is it to see the official reveal of one thing being the last year regular season championship, but also on top of that, seeing the AAR student section. How was that for you guys?
It felt good. That's something Coach Amir told us. When we first got here last year, he said we go cut down desks and hang up banners, and it was nice to really see what happened. And I know he's watching it. He was smiling down, and just knowing that we got to enjoy that moment with his family here, and it was really nice. So we definitely want to get the win for him, and for the fans, and just to his honor.
To me, I love the student section. I feel like it's good for the team to see that Bulls Nation has our back also, and I feel like if the students show up like that every game, I mean, I feel like we can be unstoppable.
Coach, the hardest thing is to get that first win. We know that. It looked like the first 10 minutes, good flow, everything. Then it got a little choppy. Would you say that's a fair assessment?
No doubt. When the play happened, when the guys got ejected, I thought that challenged the game, right? So now I'm having lineup troubles because 2 backups now are off the floor. So I had a bunch of guys playing in positions that they normally don't play in. So we normally have a good 10-man rotation. Well, now that's different. So now I'm playing with 7 or 8. And so now we got guys out of position. They don't know the plays from different positions because they haven't played those positions. So I thought that's what made it choppy.
Coach, first game back after Coach Amir passing, it's hate to say that a game was a must-win, but emotionally, this was a game you needed to win.
Yeah, it definitely was. But I thought more so for the guys because I think the guys put pressure on themselves because they want to get the win for me. And, I was trying to explain to them, that's not how it works. We have to do the discipline things the right way every time. And so don't worry about doing this for me. Do this for each other because you guys need to do this. You guys are the ones fighting every single day. So I think this will now, lift the burden off those guys for trying to do it for me and trying to do it for Coach Amir. More so, this is what we're supposed to do.
Coach, my last question.
Yes,
Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
Coach's big thing was he wanted a connected team.
Right.
You are the same way?
Absolutely. Nothing will change. Nothing will change. We'll be the same way.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Coach, as I was talking to Brandon, they had the 3-2 zone out there early. You guys were able to pass around it, find shots, pass through it, find shots.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about, the 3-point effort and the fact those shots were there.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
didn't fall.
We did a really good job of getting open shots in it. So I wasn't upset about how many threes that we took, as long as we were taking the right ones. And so we had a lot of them where we got in the paint and kicked it out wide open. We'll take those all day long. But I just thought in the first half, in certain points, we settled too much, where we took some shots where we could have stuck with the high-low pass that was there, but we opted to spread around the perimeter. We don't want to be that team that just goes around the perimeter and then hoists threes. We want to take the right threes, and we call paint the greats. So we want to get in the paint and get great shots.
I thought Jaden played really well overall. He can do so many things, so
Yes.
dynamic.
Yes.
Even at the end of the game, they tried the run and jump trap, and he went through
Yeah.
the trap, right through the two players. Talk about a little bit about his leadership and then all of those skills that comprise Jaden Reed.
Well, Jaden Reeves he's going to be a big-time player for us. I mean, if you look at his stat line tonight, now I don't like to miss free throws,
Yeah.
but he ended up with 16 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. And tonight, he had 3 turnovers. I still think that's too high for him. But with 6 in his last game, I'll take 3 right now. But and then 2, I think the minutes he played, that's way too many. But obviously with C.J. Brown being out, he had to cover for him. So he played a lot more minutes than I want him to play. And that may have had something to do with the free throws, but I'm not giving him that excuse.
Your 2-3 zone was really effective late.
Mhm.
It took them out of their rhythm.
Yep.
I thought, talk a little bit about making the change over to that zone and the players' ability, to execute.
No, I thought they did a really good job, and that's exactly what we wanted to do. We just wanted to disrupt their rhythm that they had going. They were just trying to throw it inside, trying to bully us, so to speak. But I thought the zone made them get perimeter oriented, which helped us. Now, we still got to do a better job of rebounding out of that zone, but I did think it changed the momentum of it.
The kid Dante Sawyer for Pine Bluff, tough matchup. What exactly made him able to solidify himself this evening?
Well, I think the biggest thing, we knew he was a driver coming into the game, but I thought our guys kind of got timid once he made a 3, in which he hadn't shown that. And now we were kind of afraid to give up the 3, and now you're letting a guy who really wants to drive, have that opportunity. So we have to be better at knowing your personnel, knowing that this guy wants to drive and he wants to drive left. And then we got to be disciplined enough at the end of those drives to wall up and make him score over us and not through us.
Jaden seemed there was a sigh of relief after that 3 goes in at the end of the game there.
Yeah.
Did you kind of feel that? I think that may have been the first time he cracked a smile all night.
Yeah, he needed that. Jaden's hard on himself, and that's why I try to tell him, like, if I'm not mad at you, you can't be mad at yourself. Like that's a part of growing up. Like, you're not a freshman anymore. Like, you're a sophomore and you're one of the leaders on this team. So it's not about what happens, it's how you respond. And I thought he did a better job in the second half, but still he's got to be better with his body language.
Coach, thoughts on the communication between players as they're making defensive adjustments? Was it consistent throughout the game? Was there ebbs and flows? How are you feeling about that early season?
No, we've been doing a lot better job of communicating. So those guys, they're a connected team right now, right? And like what they have to get used to is playing in game together. And I thought that was interrupted today. Like I said, once again, I hate to keep going back to it. When your rotation gets slim, like, it's harder to do that because I don't want J.R. Reed playing 33 minutes. I don't want Kobe Knox playing 31 minutes. Like, that's too many minutes for those guys. Case and Jennings played 33 minutes. I had 3 guys play over 30 minutes, And we're a deep enough team where if we can keep those guys around 20 to 25, I think we'll have a more consistent effort on the defensive end.
Dante's double-double, talk about his aggressiveness on both ends of the floor.
And we told them going in, like, we got to have it. Like, it's a game that we can attack inside. And, like, I think Deontay early on in the season, he has settled a lot, right? So instead of, like, the first play of the game, he made that aggressive move around the basket. That's what we've been asking from him. Because probably last week, that probably would have been a fadeaway. So, like I told him, you just got to be more aggressive trying to get foul calls and owning the paint. And so I thought he did a much better job tonight of that.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, sorry to keep going back,
Oh.
but obviously there's the things that everybody sees. There's
Right.
the patches. There
Yep.
is the student section.
Yep.
There's a lot to it. How much of it is organic, that natural legacy of him when you guys are practicing and doing all of the little things together?
Man, his fingerprint is all over this program. And it will, as long as I'm here, it'll always be here. Like the things that he stood for, like, it transcends beyond the game of basketball. It's about molding men. And we always felt like if we can mold men and help them be better men, they were going to be better basketball players. Because the one thing that we always said, man, when a parent drop a kid off here at South Florida, when they come pick them up, that kid won't change. It won't change into somebody else, right? We wanted to be better. We wanted them to be better. And so that would always be a staple for us.